So how do you even begin a story about a hero who has, well, absolutely nothing? No family, no money, not even a name to call his own. That's exactly the challenge Charles Dickens sets up in Oliver Twist. Today, we're going to dive into those powerful opening chapters and see how he builds this incredible story from, quite literally, the gutter.
Just listen to that language. It's so deliberate, isn't it? So brutal. He doesn't say a child was born. No, he says an item of mortality. Right from the get-go, Dickens is screaming at us, this is not a warm and fuzzy world. This is a cold, bureaucratic place where a human life, it's just another number in a book.
Okay, so you hear this term workhouse. What even was that? You've got to understand this because it's central to everything. Imagine a place, a prison, really, but your only crime was being poor. The whole point wasn't to help you. It was to make life so miserable, so utterly unbearable that you'd do anything, literally anything, to get out. And that's Oliver's birthplace, his home.
So let's get into it. The first section, Born into Misery. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up. We're about to see just how grim Oliver's arrival really was, into a world that, from the jump, just wants nothing to do with him.
I mean, from the absolute second he's born, his life is defined by what he's lost. His mother, we don't even know her name. She's just this young woman, found dying in the street. She has just enough life left in her to give him one kiss, and then she's gone. Think about that. Her whole identity is a total mystery. The only love he ever gets from her is one fleeting touch. And then, just silence.
So before they even give him a name, they give him a label. He's not a person. He's a perished child. A problem. A burden. They wrap him up in these old, faded workhouse clothes. And that's it. He's been badged and ticketed. His spot in the world? Already decided for him. Right there at the very, very bottom.
And this all leads us to what is, probably the most famous scene in all of English literature. On the surface, it's just a kid asking for food. But you have to understand, in the super rigid, cruel world of the workhouse, this was basically an act of revolution. It was explosive.
And this wasn't just some random thing Oliver decided to do. Oh no. The boys who were literally wasting away on this watery oatmeal, they held a meeting, a formal council. They were so hungry, so desperate, that they drew straws to see who would have to be the one to go up and face the master. And guess who drew the short straw? 9-year-old Oliver Twist.
So, picture this. He gets up, little bowl in his hand, and he walks up to this huge, imposing master. And with all the fear and misery of his entire life packed into this one moment, he gets out the words that will seal his fate. Please, sir, I want some more.
And the reaction? Total, absolute shock. Not a drop of pity, not an ounce of concern, just pure outrage. To these guys, a starving kid asking for a little more food isn't a cry for help. Nope. To them, it's a personal attack on their whole system, and they treat it like a major crime. And so, what's their verdict? This one guy on the board, Dickens calls him the gentleman in the white waistcoat. He decides that this proves Oliver's just born bad, fundamentally corrupt. He doesn't look at Oliver and see a hungry little boy. He sees a future criminal, a kid who is destined to be hanged.
So for this crime, he gets kicked out of the workhouse. They basically sell him off to be an apprentice for an undertaker, and it is brutal. After getting beaten one too many times, he does the only thing he can do. He runs away. Just this tiny, friendless kid on the road to London, just hoping, praying he can find something better.
Okay, so after all of that, just unrelenting darkness, things are about to change. Oliver is about to get this tiny, unexpected glimmer of kindness, and it's going to give him a taste of a world he never even knew could exist.
So he gets to London, and of course he immediately falls in with a gang of kid pickpockets. A theft goes wrong, and who gets caught holding the bag? Oliver, of course. But then, in this amazing twist, the guy who got robbed, this kind old gentleman named Mr. Brownlow, he looks at Oliver, sees he's just a terrified, sick kid, and instead of pressing charges, he takes him home.
And the difference, look at this. It's night and day. The two worlds couldn't be more different. For the first time ever, Oliver is seeing what a real home is like. He's going from total neglect to learning and books, from cruelty and hardship to actual kindness and comfort. It must have felt like landing on another planet.
And this all builds to this really pivotal moment, a moment of trust. Mr. Brownlow asks Oliver to run an errand, and he gives him valuable books and a £5 note. Now that was a ton of money back then. For a kid who has spent his entire life being treated like he's born to be a thief, this is huge. It's an incredible act of faith. It's his one chance to prove he's worthy, to show that he belongs in this good, kind world.
But you know what can't last, right? Just as Oliver is finally stepping into the light, his past comes roaring back to drag him right back into the darkness. And it happens so fast.
He's walking down the street, feeling proud on this important errand, and bam, he's grabbed. It's Nancy, one of the girls from the gang. She starts screaming that he's her little brother, a runaway thief. A crowd gathers, her accomplice Bill Sykes shows up, and before Oliver even knows what's going on, he's hit and literally dragged away into the maze of London's streets.
They haul him back to the den of thieves, run by the truly sinister Fagin. And as welcome back, Fagin takes one look at Oliver's new clothes, how healthy he looks, and greets him with this oily, sarcastic voice. Yeah, the dream is officially over.
Of course, the first thing they do is snatch the books and the money. And that's the real gut punch here. It's not just that he's been captured, it's that his one chance to prove himself has been stolen. The trust that Mr. Brownlow gave him, it's gone, vanished. It looks like he's exactly what they always said he was.
So where does that leave Oliver? Well, he's in an absolutely impossible spot. Trapped. Caught between two completely different worlds. And now, both of them think the absolute worst of him.
I mean, just think about it from both sides. Back at that nice house, what is Mr. Brownlow supposed to think? To him, it looks like Oliver just stole the money and ran off. It confirms every single stereotype about a poor kid from the workhouse. And then in the thieves' den, Fagin and Sykes don't see a kid who needs help. They see an asset, a tool they can use to make money. He's totally trapped, and nobody sees him for who he really is.
You know what the worst part is? That brief moment of kindness, that little glimmer of hope, it now just makes everything worse. Because now he knows what a better life feels like. He's experienced comfort and dignity, so being thrown back into this filth and cruelty is 1,000 times more painful. That beautiful memory is now just a constant, agonizing reminder of everything he's lost.
And that's where Dickens leaves us at the end of this opening act. He forces us to ask this really tough question. In a world that is designed, from the ground up, to punish innocence, a world that labels kids, starves them, and blames them for their own suffering, what hope is there? What chance does one small boy like Oliver Twist really have?